Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and today is going to be a small little Bath & Body Works haul, the new like summer slash spring break type of tropical fragrances that was just out for the new floor set, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I'm a little like deflated in the sense that I literally just finished filming and editing a video where I talk about all the imaginary fun like fantasy candle design collections that I've been designing and posting on Instagram at the candle channel. So follow me there if you want to see those imaginary candle designs, and also watch the video if it's been posted by now of me walking through like the inspiration and how I came about all the designs for those imaginary candles. And yeah, I've just been living in candle dreamland for a while, just creating all the fun, juicy, like imaginary fantasy candles of my dreams. And now I like walked into Bath & Body Works yesterday, brought back down to the reality of the basic, boring repackages that Bath & Body Works continues to put out. So yes, once again, kind of like sorry that I'm always such a Debbie Downer on BBW now. I just feel like I'm really growing out of love with the brand. They just have taken a really stark direction in terms of just playing it so safe lately, and everything just literally smells like something that's been out before with no innovation or newness whatsoever. But I also just have such a massive, huge candle collection that at this point I have really indeed smelled everything under the sun, that I'm just kind of like, I don't really need to be buying more candles because I just kind of have everything that I want at this point. So the hauls won't be too grand or large going forward just because I have so much to keep myself occupied with, and I find so much enjoyment just actually burning what I have rather than continuing to buy the new stuff. So basically I had a few exchanges. That Sugar Plum Blackberry was indeed like brand Candles and Music on Instagram has like confirmed that that was indeed a Smile Pink Lemonade Punch or the Raspberry Citrus Swirl fragrance. And so I never burned that one because I was kind of waiting for her confirmation before I actually end up exchanging it or returning it, because I have really highly trust her opinions. And so once she confirmed that, I was like, okay, I really don't need to keep this one. And I had a few other candles to exchange. So that was the impetus for this haul. So I finally went into the store, and here we are. So let me haul the two candles that I have, talk about all the candles I didn't buy and some of the body care as well, and then the Easter stuff as well. So here we go. The first one we have, which I was the most excited for just because it was the one that seemed kind of like it could be new, and that is Beach Weather. I mean, the labels are still pretty, so to speak. Like, they're still iridescent, and they, you know, they're still cohesively themed and nice. It's just the fragrances are always kind of lackluster. This one said sun-dried sandalwood, island coconut, breezy palm trees, and crashing waves, which breezy palm trees and crashing waves really doesn't give you anything. So you're basically just left with coconut and sandalwood. And the review online on the Bath & Body Works website was saying this was a repackage of coconut sandalwood. And so I was like, oh no, I really don't care for coconut sandalwood. But to my delight, when I smelled it in store, it is totally different. It's not at all coconut sandalwood in my opinion. But on cold is different from when it's burning. I've actually burned this one already once last night. It was pretty strong, so if you're looking for a strong fragrance, which is weird because it's very light on cold, but it was quite strong when it was burning. But it does actually change quite a bit when it's burning as well. And so on cold, I was getting like a slightly clean, like almost soapy, fresh floral. Think of like maybe like the sweet pea type of floral, or if you remember Renew and Refresh, this is just like this clean, soapy, almost like white, clean, generic floral is what I was getting, mixed with slight, like a dirty woodsiness that most certainly comes from a sandalwood note, and a slight nutty, like earthy, warm coconut was in there as well. And that's what I was getting. I was getting a slight bit of a saltiness from like a salty air, ocean air type of vibe to it. And that's what this smelled like, but there was enough of an emphasis on a slight aquatic, clean floral that was still pleasant to me, that I really enjoyed. I guess sweet pea or Renew and Refresh, that type of like clean floral is what I was getting from it if I had to compare it to anything. Emerald Waters vaguely, but I think that one's a lot more aquatic and sweet and juicy than this is. This one's a lot more earthy and like dirty than Emerald Waters is. Emerald Waters definitely has a more like juicy aquatic sweetness, whereas this one's a little bit more dirty and dry. And so that's what it was when it was burning, and that's what it was when it was cold before burning. I burned it last night for a few hours, and the clean sweetness of the floral really goes away, and you just get this like dirty, salty sand smell. And I was smelling it, and I was like, I have smelled this exact dirty, salty sand smell before, and it hit me. I think it's very similar. If it's not a repackage, it's at least very, very similar to the sea salt in sandalwood. Was that what it was called? Yes, sea salt and sandalwood. A few years ago, there was this White Barn collection that had like a Mediterranean like tile motif to it that was mainly like a blue white or a blue brown khaki motif to it. And they had like midnight blue citrus was in there too. There was a lot of repackages, but there was a sea salt and sandalwood. I don't think I ever actually bought that one, but I remember smelling it every time I would go into the store, I would smell it. And that was at the peak of my like White Barn addiction, where I would always go into that like newly built White Barn and go smell all the candles. And that was the one that I would always keep smelling, but I just couldn't ever pull the trigger on because I would always smell it on cold and I'd be like, this is kind of weird. But that smell is like ingrained in my memory. And this smells so similar to sea salt and sandalwood when you go to burn it, where it smells like a gritty, sandy dirtiness mixed with heaps of salt. And like, that's what sea salt and sandalwood would kind of imply, right? It would be sea salt and sandalwood. And the sandalwood comes out so strong. It's like the same sandalwood that you get in like coconut sandalwood, that Sweden sandalwood that they've had before. Even Japanese cherry blossom shares that sandalwood. It's that distinct Bath & Body Works sandalwood note that I really do not like. There's a dirty, gritty growtiness to the sandalwood that I really don't enjoy from Bath & Body Works' sandalwood. It is that same exact sandalwood mixed with heaps of like sea salt. And a lot of times when you get a salty note, there's usually hints of citrus in there to evoke the salty, fresh ozone quality. And if you read the notes on the original sea salt and sandalwood, I think it like lists grapefruit in there. So that's kind of where the saltiness and the citrus component play into the sandalwood. And it really, really smells like sea salt and sandalwood. I never burned or bought that one to my recollection, even though for some reason I feel so intimate with that fragrance. I don't think I've actually bought it, but if you have, try compare to Beach Weather and let me know what your thoughts are on it. But off of memory, this smells so similar to that because I just remember smelling that one so many times in the store just because I never could actually pull the trigger on it, but I would always smell it debating whether or not I wanted to buy it. And so this, yeah, they go from sea salt and sandalwood, and now it's all of a sudden Beach Weather. It just really doesn't feel like the coconut is not very prominent when you go to burn it as well. It's more this heavy sandalwood and salt note, and that is what this is like. It's unfortunately not like the salt flower candle, which is way more floral, so I like that a lot more. This is so dirty and gritty. At least it's not like super mass appeal like many of their other fruity fragrances are. So I appreciate that it's different, a little bit more earthy and gritty, which is they don't put out a lot of those type of fragrances, but it's just that sandalwood that I really, really don't enjoy that is in here so strong. But like Beach Weather and this color of packaging just really doesn't fit with the fragrance that I'm smelling. When I think of Beach Weather, I'm gonna think like maybe some like orange blossoms or a plumeria that evokes a like sunscreen type of floral quality to it, and maybe a little bit of a like oceanic, salty, aquatic vibe to it, but has still plenty of those like beach cabana or suntan or sun-kissed coconut like tropical beachy florals. Not at all like that. It just smells like I guess I've been playing in the sand or like in dirt. And then like sea breeze came by with some ocean air, which I guess that could potentially be Beach Weather, but it just seems kind of off. So yeah, I really did not enjoy that fragrance burning at all. So I'm kind of bummed, but I'm like, I hate to return this after I've already burned it. But the thing was like this smelled so different on cold than it did when it was burning. So I'll just try to appreciate it, or just a reminder of this is what I get for like reaching for Bath & Body Works candles when I already have so many in my stash already. So that was Beach Weather right there. Another desperate one. I was just like, I have 2 candles to exchange. Let me just try and get something like, let me try these basic fruity fragrances and see if I can like force myself to like it. So I got a Tropical Island Colada because it appeared to be new, and that's what that looks like. And this one is pineapple juice, coconut milk, sweet vanilla, and crushed ice. And I was like, you know what? I wouldn't mind a colada fragrance. Like, they don't do a whole lot of like straight up pina colada fragrances. Like, they do a ton of pineapple fragrances. They do a lot of coconut fragrances, but I feel like there's not really a merging of the two in terms of it being a true pina colada fragrance. So I was like, let me try this and see how it is. It's pleasant and inoffensive enough. So that's what I did. And I obviously bought it, and I have burned it once already. It had the thick, it had the core, massive core wicks that make the huge mushroom tops with the vicious, vicious flames. And that's what that was right here. This kind of just smells like pineapple mango mixed with a little bit of a coconut milk. So it takes the edge off of pineapple mango. I despise pineapple mango. It smells like you've literally taken frozen pineapples that have been like, you know, frost damaged in the freezer for many years. You finally like thawed it and defrosted it in the microwave, and you nuked it, and it got like a little bit too hot, but you still get that like freezer burn smell to it. And then you drizzled like kerosene or gasoline on it, and it has like this hot, frozen, like fake pineapple kerosene like mess to it that I just really don't enjoy. And pineapple mango has always been like that. And this has traces of that. Unfortunately, there's that. I don't know what it is about their pineapple. It has such an artificial and synthetic chemical gasoline undertone to it that is so prominent that you don't pick up in like, let's say, pineapple colada from Homeworks. You don't get that gasoline undertone, but for some reason, Bath & Body Works pineapple, you almost always get that. And I was like, this reminds me why I never buy pineapple fragrances from Bath & Body Works, because there's that slight gasoline undertone. The addition of the sweet coconut creamy coconut milk element to it definitely takes the edge off of like how harsh and kerosene pineapple mango truly is. So it's not quite as bad, but it's kind of like if you like pineapple mango but wanted a slight creamy coconut milk twist to it to give it like a creamier pina colada vibe, then yeah, it's an inoffensive, sweet enough pina colada, pineapple colada fragrance. And that's kind of what this smells like. It's very similar to all their other pineapple fragrances, pineapple palm grass, pineapple mango, golden pineapple luau, all the pineapples that you've smelled before from BBW, but just has a slight, if you remember mango coconut cooler that has that sort of creamy coconut milk aspect to it, it's kind of like they took that and mixed it with pineapple mango, and that's what this is. So think of like pineapple mango mixed with mango coconut cooler, and that's Tropical Island Colada. It's actually quite mild for what I was expecting. Like I was hoping, like usually their pineapple and coconut fragrances are really strong, but this was actually very, very mild in my bedroom, whereas the beach weather was very strong. So yeah, I probably didn't need this, but once again, maybe another reminder, like maybe I need to stop like going to Bath and Body Works to try to buy new candles and just enjoy my already massive and lengthy collection of candles that I have. So that's Tropical Island Colada right there. And those were the two I got. They have Pink's Pineapple Sunrise there, which they're really pushing because it's also a matching body care fragrance. That actually didn't smell a whole lot like pineapple to me. It smelled more like just super sweet tropical candy, like a Sweet Tarts candy fragrance to it. And every time I smelled it, I was like, this smells so similar to Unicorn Sprinkles, which Unicorn Sprinkles also had a tropical fruit candy vibe to it. I should have compared it with the raspberries and whipped vanilla, which is a Unicorn Sprinkles repackaged in the store, but it didn't dawn on me until I got home. But Pink Pineapple Sunrise smells a whole lot like candy. It's so immensely sweet, like just a toothache inducing sweetness that I really didn't care for it. And they were pumping it all through the store and it was just really nauseating. So I didn't need any of that, but interested to see if anyone can compare to Unicorn Sprinkles because they're very similar in terms of it being a candy fragrance. So I didn't need that. And it wasn't as pineapple-y as it is usually in like these pineapples. Sweetwater Mango was like a mango blend, but it had a lot more of that peach and pineapple fragrance in there to just give it a generic, another fruity fragrance. Like they just have very sweet, fruity fragrances out right now. So there was that. And Strawberry Daiquiri was very underwhelming. It smelled a lot like the Strawberry Mimosa fragrance, which is like a watered down pink sangria from the Slack & Co era, which is a strawberry plus like lemon or a citrus fragrance. So it's kind of like a strawberry lemonade. It didn't really evoke strawberry daiquiri in like a uniquely daiquiri way. It was just kind of like a strawberry lemonade fragrance that was very like flat, bland, and just mild overall. So that was one that I certainly did not need because I still have Strawberry Mimosa. So I was like, I don't need that either. And there's Hibiscus Waterfalls. And then all the other stuff is repackaged, like Warm Ocean Breeze and Tiki Beach, Island Margarita, Pink Watermelon. And I think that's it for anything that's remotely new. The Copper Coconut Sands Body Care just smells like another rehash of all their other coconut fragrances. It's just really strange that they have both Copper Coconut Sands and Waikiki Beach Coconut out at the same time because the two are so immensely similar. Like I smelled Copper Coconut Sands and I was like, this smells just like Waikiki Beach Coconut. But then I was like, wait, Waikiki Beach Coconut is right next to it. So it can't be a total repackage, but just very similar coconut fragrances that we've always smelled from BBW. So nothing new or groundbreaking there, just very safe. Just basic fragrances there again. Saltwater Breeze is nice, but that only comes out in a single wick, but I don't need the body care because I already had it from last year. And then was there anything else in that collection that was worth talking about? I think that was pretty much it. There might be another one that I'm missing, but it wasn't anything worth writing home about because I don't even remember it. So that was it for that. Then they have the like Fresh Bamboo collection, which I actually ended up buying 3 of those, but they already went to my sister and my mother who love that fragrance and it's not out all the time. So they did get that. And then Coral Waves is another new fragrance, but that's just so similar to friggin' Pink Pineapple Sunrise and Sweet Red Mango in the sense that it's just another super, super, uber sweet, like candy fruit fragrance. And they just have those like a dime, a dozen. It just must be what sells is people love the fruity, sweet scents. So there was that. And I think everything else was just repackages, so nothing to talk about there. I wanted to look for the Easter stuff, even though it's available to pick up as a BOPIS, buy online, pick up in store order at the stores around me. They could not, and they would refuse to sell it in the store, even though you could put in an order for BOPIS. I was like, okay, it's just not meant to be. The only one that I'm interested in is that Spring Has Sprung one, to whether or not it's the same as that Easter bouquet thing that was out before, which also says Spring Has Sprung and Happy Easter at one point. They have very similar notes that I'm like, if it's really the same fragrance, I don't need it again because I've already had it before. I just wanted to compare it, but I could not get my hands on it, so we did not do that. But they still had a ton of Easter accessories and pedestals out there if you're interested in that. Then there's, I think, Sweet Carrot Cake is supposed to be coming out, although it hasn't been online yet, and Tutti Frutti Jelly Bean, which is another same old Tutti Frutti Jelly Bean that's been out before, so I didn't need that either. So that was it for the candles. Once again, yeah, I just hate to be a Debbie Downer all the time, but it's just always just the safe, boring repackages, and everything just smells the same, and there's nothing actually truly new. Like, they don't even have a single floral fragrance in the tropical collection. Like, normally it's like a sun-kissed coconut or suntan, but that's an online exclusive. There's usually like a plumeria or like a beach orchid or a Tahiti passion flower, a sun-kissed coconut, or some type of tiare plumeria fragrance out there. But clear, like, florals just must not sell because they're just not giving us any florals for spring or summer this year. So total bummer there, because there's not even the like slotted floral, tropical floral that I always go for. That doesn't even exist. So yeah, just kind of a sad time to be a BBW fan from a standpoint of someone who's been a fan of BBW since like 10 years ago. You know, it's just, I guess I'm finally running my course on it, and they just really have taken the direction to be very safe and mild rather than doing anything that deviates from the same old fragrances that sell very well. So it is what it is, so whatever. I then had the white t-shirt single wick candle, which was completely and absolutely unscented. So I did exchange that for a Pear Creme Brûlée because I think people were saying this one was really strong and it does smell really good. There's a nice juicy pear that's almost like laced with a sweet caramel to give it like that sort of like caramelized sugar component to it from a creme brulee. And there's a slight bakery warmth to it, undertone, and then a slight perfumey body care fragrance to it as well that I enjoy. So it's kind of like a body care interpretation of Pear Creme Brûlée that it smells really nice. Like, if this was 3-wick, I would most certainly picked it up, but I was like, let me exchange it at least for the single wick to see how it does. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this performs better than the white t-shirt single wick. So that was the Pear Creme Brûlée right there. And then moving on to, I had a free reward and a free body care coupon that I got from my sister, because I still do not get any mailer coupons, but my sister and my mother does. So they were still nice enough to give them to me. So I did redeem, well, this was a reward, and I redeemed it for a white t-shirt, which was the, you know, hot scent of the season. This is Crisp Pear, fresh white t-shirt, lavender cloud, clean musk, and soft sandalwood. I was really highly anticipating this one because I really enjoyed the way the candle smelled before it burned and it was unscented. But the shower gel, as somebody was saying in the comments, is also very, very, very weak. Just very watered down and diluted, that I wasn't getting a whole lot of fragrance out of this in the shower. It's just kind of like you smell it in the moment when you first use it, but then like this fragrance just fades immediately and there's no lasting power like within the shower or outside of the shower. I think there's just a marked difference in the quality of their shower gels, like from, I would say from fall to holiday of 2021 onwards. I've noticed a distinct difference in their shower gels being so watered down and diluted. I don't know, because I still use the men's ones. They're still plenty strong, and I'll still go back to all my old ones. They'll be very strong, but all the new ones are just very watered down and weak. I don't know if they're like putting less fragrance oils in them to maximize profits. I really don't know, but it's getting really like disheartening that all their shower gels are so weak now that it's almost not even worth it. So that's the white t-shirt right there. Everybody knows what white t-shirt smells like at this point. Clean laundry fragrance, inoffensive, pleasant enough. And then speaking of inoffensive, clean, pleasant fragrances, we have Fresh Getaway. This one's mildly stronger than white t-shirt, so I'm not too pissed about that. This was the free coupon. This is bright yuzu, citrus, and fresh ocean air. This smells great. I love the spray of it when they were previewing it, so I want to definitely get the shower gel. You definitely get the citrus first. It's like a blend between a grapefruit and just like an orange or a citrus fragrance, but it has a very bright, juicy freshness to it. It doesn't smell artificial or chemical in any way, so I enjoyed the citrus note in this. And then it's mixed it with like a salty ocean air vibe to it, so it has a slightly floral undertone, not overly floral, but a clean floral that gives it a little bit more oomph and like robustness to it. I just find it interesting that they're really paring down the notes lately, like bright yuzu citrus and fresh ocean air. That's all it lists. Like usually it's the third note, right? But fresh ocean air is really a nondescript note as well. So really all we're left with is citrus as the only descriptive note on this. But they do that on purpose because they know people get people are turned off or afraid or chased away from seeing floral notes or anything like exotic or anything like that in the notes. People get chased away from or get scared of it. So by diluting and whittling down the fragrance notes to essentially one fragrance notes, then there's less of a risk of scaring people away. And I think they do that very consciously. So that's why they like even Sunshine Mimosa is just like bubbly bright champagne or something. Like they are very smart and stripping away the fragrance notes to just be very basic, so then people don't get scared away from seeing a floral note, because you better believe all these body care fragrances indeed still do have floral notes in them. They just don't list them anymore because people are always scared off by it. So I just find it very interesting because basically this just comes down to yuzu citrus and that's it. So still a very nice, pleasant fragrance. I actually really enjoy this one. It's kind of like a sibling fragrance to Saltwater Breeze. So if you like that one, you might enjoy this one. It's actually kind of similar to Lovely Dreamer as well, and that very basic, clean, bright fragrance, but it's a one that's done very nicely and it has a very like neutral unisex feel to it. So I do enjoy Fresh Getaway. I think there was a rumor that it's supposed to come out in candle form, so definitely want it in the candle form. So Butterfly is also coming out in a candle. They're expanding the neutrals collection with a few more fragrances as well. And there's like a Pink Shores and a Fresh Lemon Wave, the Ice Lemon Pound Cake, some Black Cherry Seltzer, Pink Lilac and Vanilla, Blue Sky Breeze. There's a whole nother wave of candles coming again, so hopefully we'll get something new or interesting in there, but I'm just kind of really like disheartened by BBW and their direction lately. So that's just my honest thoughts, and it is what it is, and it's maybe expected for somebody who's been reviewing this stuff for 10 years or whatever it is at this point. So thank you so much if you watch all this rambling. Let me know if you've been enjoying any of this or you're just kind of bored by it. Beach Weather was unexpected twist that I did. I was expecting to like it more than I did, but I really don't enjoy it. So, but whatever, it is what it is, and I'll just enjoy all the candles I already have. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.